It is 4 o'clock, call to order. Roll call shows one of St. Cloud here and Sock Rabbits in Wade Park. Mayor Kleiss and Mayor Brian from Sartell are absent. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
No.
All right. Need approval of the agenda?
Motion approved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Consent agenda, item 5 through 8.
Motion to approve. Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Is there anyone here for open forum? Anyone for open forum? All right, number 9, recognition of Kim Ha, 35 years of service. That's more than I'm old.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. So I have the honor of starting this little spiel to recognize Kim for her 35 years. Kim has worn many hats in that time, and I'll try to get them right, but started as an administrative secretary, held the role of transportation supervisor for Dial Ride, ADA coordinator, and most recently a community outreach and mobility specialist. So lots of hats in 35 years. She's kind of the historian of the organization. When we're not sure what happened way back when, Kim usually remembers. So she is a wealth of knowledge, and we go to her for a lot of questions. And I'll turn it over to Debbie.
I just have a few things to say. So first of all, and it's going to make me almost cry. Okay. I have had the pleasure of working with Kim for 15 years. And together we've done a lot. And we've been able to see our community outreach and travel training program grow. And Kim has both been a travel trainer, community outreach, and also our paratransit eligibility specialist. So she is an expert when it comes to ADA and as it pertains to transportation. She's the most efficient worker you will ever find, and the most organized. And she's quite a planner, okay? If we are polar opposites, she's the planner, I'm like, oh, let's just get through the day. So together we make it work. She so enjoys working with the community and our public and the individuals that come in and need transportation. And that's what keeps her here, because she truly does make a difference. So today I'd really like to thank you, and we need her to stay for a few more years. And yeah, happy 35 years.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thanks.
Congratulations, Kim.
Yep, congratulations.
We're going to do a picture.
We're going to do a picture.
Okay.
And for that,
You would understand again, we got the same color shorts on.
Same shirts. We need to dress up.
oh, okay.
I guess that's what see you closest color to pink.
Hey, we got the pinks over there and the grays over here.
I don't know, I guess this is from pink, I guess.
Wow, it's a little dark pink.
And we'll spread out the yellows.
All right, smiles. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Yeah, I know. I was 10 when I started. You did. Well, thank you.
We did the exercise.
Yeah, there you go.
All together.
You're looking a lot better this month.
All right, item 10, recognition of David Peacock and Keith Drake, MPTA State Rodeo Placement.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have David Peacock and Keith Drake here with us today. We took them down to the state rodeo. They competed with 32 other paratransit drivers. David took first place, Keith took second place, and David also was awarded the Distinguished Driver Award or the Dwayne Duffner Memorial Award.
Good.
So we have two of the safest drivers in the whole United States, according to the state rodeo standards.
There you go, picture time again.
Dave, you need me to help you hold that thing up?
You want to hold one? From one Dave to another? We find out too that we're doing that hiring, best decision.
There you go.
You guys should be in the middle. Yeah. You guys should be in the middle.
Hey, one of you.
Okay, so you gotta hold both. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
This might be right between you two. Smiles. Thank you.
You're taking care of me, I'm taking care of you now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Congratulations again, guys. Yep. Congratulations again. Yep.
Thank you.
Any more pictures?
Yes, yep.
We're good now.
All right, very good. Item 11, consideration of HR policy updates, DOT and non-DOT drug and alcohol policies. Right?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I think I had kind of mentioned this at the last board meeting. August 1st, Minnesota State approved cannabis as legal for adults 21 and older. As a result, it did require us to split out our drug and alcohol policy between DOT and non-DOT. So Minnesota state law does not change anything for any of our safety-sensitive positions. They are still regulated under FTA and DOT requirements, but there are some changes for our non-DOT or our non-safety sensitive positions. Bottom line, we cannot include cannabis in the pre-employment drug testing for non-DOT, non-safety sensitive positions any longer. And we also cannot perform random testing for non-DOT, non-safety sensitive positions. So those are the biggest changes in the policies that were included in the packet.
The random testing includes alcohol?
What was that?
Does it
Random?
include alcohol also?
Yep, we can, so alcohol is still included in it, we just can't include cannabis. Mostly right now because there's no specific test to say
Okay.
that how long it's been in their system and if they're actually under the influence.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions?
I thought I was reading the same thing all over again as I scrolled through there. It's like, wow, it was
Yeah.
like page after page. I thought, did I just read that?
You probably did.
I think I did. I had to back up. I thought I was confused for a minute.
For a minute.
No, yeah. Put me to sleep.
We're just happy you read it.
Yeah, right. All right, what do you need?
I need
Approval?
approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. And item 12, consideration of the fiscal year 2024 budget proposal and tax levy. Paula.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I know that you would like to, make this as long of a meeting as possible, but if you'd like, I could combine 12 and 13.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The 2024 preliminary budget and tax levy, as I kind of stated in the preliminary budget memo, looking at not raising the tax levy for next year, it does include implementing or continuing to move forward with the comp and class study that have been implemented in 2023. It takes into account all of the increases that we've been made aware of as far as pension and health benefits. We plan to continue with those same type of coverages for 2024. We are in the middle of negotiations for both unions right now, so kind of taking into account some assumptions as far as that goes. And then repairs, maintenance on the buses, that kind of stuff is all based on year-to-date assumptions at this point for 2024 numbers. Again, not increasing the levy for next year. And as we've spoken about last year, that we will have to take a look at that when we come into the 2026 CIP. Again, there's going to be a large increase in capital for 2026, which is anticipated. We've been talking about that for a few years now. So just bringing that up one more time so that it's not a surprise to anybody. But for next year's CIP, we are going to be looking at purchasing a skid loader and a forklift. We are looking at replacing a hoist, and then we are going to be building an additional CNG compressor compound so that we have, now that the majority of our fleet is CNG, we don't have a backup if something happens. And so the idea then would be that we would have a backup compressor or a second compressor if needed for the fleet to be fueled. And then again, just to continue the replacement of the buses as according to the state of good repair, we do have 8 small buses that would be slotted to be replaced for next year as well.
Which hoist is that? Is it one of the big ones?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
one of the big ones?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought we replaced all those already.
Mm-mm.
We had one left?
What do we have, Mike, 2?
Well, we have one left in the back shop, and then at some point we'll have to get the other 2 in the forward shop.
Okay.
We've replaced 3 recently.
Okay, that must be over here?
In the back shop.
In the back.
Yeah, okay. The ones that you showed me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Perfect, thanks.
So again, just, we will be having to go back. Obviously, this budget isn't final yet, so we will go back. But with our fiscal year starting October 1st, I'll be bringing the final budget back next month for approval. And then the final levy will also have to come back next month for approval, just because our fiscal year starts on October 1, so a little bit different than the cities, but
Okay.
that's the game plan. So looking for approval on that.
Any
and
other
then-
questions? Commissioners?
Motion approved?
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Thank you. All right, 14, maintenance update.
Oh, Good afternoon. Well, we talked about dial right first. Paula alluded that we have 8 new ones. Hopefully, we'll see them summer next year. We have currently 8 of them that are 11, 12, or 13 years old, so they're almost doubling their life expectancy. So dial-ride keeps us up at night, trying to maintain the buses. We have 4 new ones that are all need engines. And that has nothing to do with the bus company, that's obviously Chevrolet. So we're cycling all those through right now for that. And so dial-ride's been a challenge this summer. We've had some isolated parts issues. An example is a leveling valve. It's just a $100 part, but it kept the bus down for 8 months. So we're trying to strategically watch parts also, and Paula will probably yell at me, but if a part like that, if we have a hard time getting it, we're not buying 1, we're buying 3, just to have them on the shelf so that we're not looking at 8 months. So I can see everybody staring at me.
So when our auditors come back and say.
There goes that. There goes the inventory.
It's Mike's fault.
Fixed route, on the other hand, we haven't had a whole lot of issues with, major issues. All the diesels have been parked all summer. We didn't need to pull them out. With reduced service, we were able just to operate all fully on natural gas buses. We've had a few isolated parts issues, but nothing that major with those. And we have one bus that's been involved in a major crash that we're still trying to get the vendor to repair it. And that's going to be, the first bid I got is north of $60,000. So it's going to be a pretty big hit. Building-wise, kind of an easy year. We did a lot of carpet and tile and paint. I think since my last brief last year, we installed the rubber doors, which have been wonderful. We still have a couple things left this year. We have the gas detection sensors are all getting replaced. They have a life expectancy of 4 years, and we're at that. And then The biggest headache is the Mobility Training Center. In January, we went under contract for a new heat and air system, and they can't get computer boards. So here we are in September, and the system is not operating at all on the second floor, so they've been without air conditioning.
And
all,
Heat last winter, don't pull this
Heat's a
up.
little easier because we can put
Yeah.
portable heaters in, but there's not a good option for AC, so. Staffing remains good in the shop. We haven't had any real turnover. I have one great part-time job for a shelter cleaner, if anybody knows of anybody that's looking for a nice job. Next year's big projects, we have the CNG compressor station. We're gonna add some redundancy, so the backup compressor and a generator, and improve that system a little bit. We have a couple of AC project for here, and she already talked about the skid loader, forklift, and the regular lift, so. That's kind of how things are. Any questions?
All right, anybody?
I have a couple.
Yeah.
The air conditioning at the transit center, or at the
Mobility center.
mobility center, was that something that we were planning on replacing and they just can't get it?
Well, it was scheduled to be replaced, but we had to move it forward. I can't remember how many years.
It was scheduled for 27.
It was a system that we've had trouble with forever, and it broke, it failed again. And the decision was made that it wasn't worth spending the amount that it would take to repair it, right before it's kind of end of life expectancy anyway.
Right.
So it went out for bids, and it's
Do you know what the bids
kind
are?
of a complex system.
Did you get the bids back yet?
We haven't.
Yeah, we're already
Yeah.
contracted.
Oh, you are? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so we just moved things around.
Yeah.
It was, if I remember right.
I know
think it
Paul was doing
actually
Paul was
budgeted.
doing the
Shuffling
yeah.
magic.
Yeah, it's
Juggle.
and with the useful life on these things, it ends up being, this is the recommendation, but in some cases, obviously, the systems aren't, if it's up and running and functioning fine, we can certainly leave it for another year and just do that flip-flop. Whereas if the system is down and not running, we need to move it into the higher priority. So we do that balancing act quite often with certain things, so. You just never
And you
know.
found the cash for it?
I did.
All right, good. The reason I said that is, I won't parlay this, but 20 years ago on the city council, we had an HVAC system go out, we had to levy for it.
We
No.
will not be doing
Not
that.
real cool. One more question for you. Have you seen cost of, obviously the parts go up, but how about the tires too? Have you seen issues with tires?
We just renewed our tire contract, and if I remember right,
He's not
it's
allowed.
not here, but I don't think there was a big change.
Really?
The overall cost went down, actually, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
No kidding.
I believe the Dial-A-Ride went up, but then North Star went down.
Okay.
So, yeah, and we lease our tires.
Yeah,
We do
I remember
lease,
that.
Yeah.
Because the city where we are, that we've seen, we had to increase our budget even for tires, even for lawnmowers. A stupid little lawnmower tire is $350.
You don't even think that's a budget item.
Yeah, it's
Great.
like, it's huge. I just thought of that when you were talking, so, well, that's good.
Yeah, we actually just renewed that like last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
For
good.
another
If
5
it didn't go up
years.
much, we're lucky.
Yeah.
Do they take those tires off so many miles in and then we turn them back in?
Yep.
Then you get credit for them? What do they do with them? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they retread.
Oh, they
Yeah,
retread?
we can't put retreads on the bus, so we did the first run, then they pick them up and retread them.
Where do you think they go?
Trucks.
Over the road trucks.
That's pieces you actually see on the highway all the time.
Thanks for watching.
Highway 94.
As long as you don't see him here, that's all.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Okay,
right.
thanks.
All right, thanks. Anything else?
What happened to the buses, the smaller ones for Sartell that they're not using anymore?
Oh, 2 of them have been converted to Dial-A-Ride, and actually, we're finishing the last one right now. We have to completely reconfigure the inside, because the Connects is 2 wheelchairs and 16 seats or something like that. So the Dial-A-Ride would go 4 wheelchairs and 13 seats. So we're just finishing up converting the second of the newer 2, and the other 2, we're not going to convert, we'll just use them for parts. Their replacement's scheduled to be here next spring, hopefully, so.
Just curious.
That $100 part, can you steal the part off one of those?
No,
Oh,
that one we couldn't.
darn.
John, those were never added, those were always existing.
No, I know, I just wondered what happened to
Sure.
them.
Those are part of the ones that we've been waiting since 2020 to be replaced.
I figured Dave Kleiss would be driving around one.
Yeah.
Put Dave's face on one ticket on St. Cloud.
Can't afford to give those up anymore.
Yeah, right.
At a premium.
Sell ice cream out of the side of it.
What does Chevy have a problem with engines?
You know, I'm just guessing, I don't know, but my suspicion is the CNG.
Oh, okay.
It has to do with the chassis, the delay in the buses, is that what you're asking?
The engines, the Chevy engines.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's the CNG is, it runs a little hotter and so,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's been this last evolution of buses, we haven't really had the problem prior to now, so I'm not really sure. Chevrolet will figure it out, or they'll buy a lot of engines.
Yeah, right. All right, anything else? Anything else from anybody? Anything else from anybody else?
Nope.
All right, if not, we are adjourned at 4:21.